What up, guys? Welcome back to the 2 a.m. podcast.
I just finished a nice short meditation.
Very nice. Very nice. I did my own form of meditation. It's called preparation for this episode.
It was called preparing for the goddamn
Yeah,
episode, you lazy
exactly.
shit.
You know, I have to have my mind in the right place.
As we all do.
Yeah, because as we all know, it is not 2 a.m. It is 3:48 p.m. right now. And we have to get in that 2 a.m. zone. I will do my best to do that.
Which I am wondering when our first recording at 2 a.m. is going to be. 'Cause
Honestly,
that's like the number one comment
it's
we
gonna
get from
have to
people.
be during travel. It's gonna have to be during travel.
Yeah.
Because 2 a.m. means it could be 3 p.m. in America. Boom.
You have a
son.
point.
That's how you break the system right there.
You have a point.
Yes, I do. And it's a rather sharp point. You know? Might want to be careful there.
All right, I'm going to head out.
All right, peace. Anyway, guys, what's good, Zaid? What's going on?
What's good? I've been getting amazing sleep.
Yeah?
I'm energized.
Hell yeah. You've been ordering your food or picking it up?
Both. Yeah. Far away from the experience of sickness that we had a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, no, screw that, dude. We don't want to ever talk about that again because it's never happening again. That's for sure. But interesting enough, this morning I woke up and my mom decided to show me some really old school pictures of like her life.
Mhm.
And the nostalgic feeling of the film and the graininess and like the misleading colors just put me in a position where I really wanted to reminisce like all morning.
Oh, especially as a cinematographer.
Yeah, it was great. One thing I did notice though, she has a specific picture where she's standing by a dresser,
hmm
and that dresser specifically just looks like gold. The design, you can tell it has weight to it.
Like
And
you
it
can tell
made-
it's a high quality dresser.
Yeah, and it made me just wonder, was everything in the 90s and 80s and 70s just better quality than it is today? Is everything washed out today? Do you think we have too many options?
Well, better quality in what sense?
Build quality. When you first look at it, when you look at a piece of clothing like silk,
hmm
you go, wow, that looks really comfortable. It looks really nice. It looks shiny. It looks good. It looks,
Like something I would want to
yeah,
wear.
it looks authentic. It looks genuine.
Yeah.
Like leather. You can tell pleather, which is plastic leather, than from
That's
leather.
what they call it?
right?
I didn't even know they called it pleather.
Yeah, well, in the streets, we call it pleather because it's just basically plastic. It's not even leather. But it got me thinking. And I started to just wonder and go shopping real quick on my
Mhm.
phone, of course, like online. So I hopped onto wayfair.com. And I started looking at, I swear, dude, it has nothing to do
Just
with
laying where you at?
yeah. Good
Okay.
times, good times. But yeah, so I went on wayfair.com and I started looking at these dressers and just household items and things that are meant to be built, right?
hmm
So a lot of things that have wood and just platforms and all sorts of things. One thing I noticed was the imagery of all of these things are 3D rendered models. Okay, first of all.
Yeah.
So online shopping, not the way to go for household items, I would say,
No, it's not.
because you have to physically look at the item, see how heavy does it visually look first, and then pull it to see how heavy it really is.
hmm
That will teach you the difference in the quality of material that's being built.
So wait, what's your answers from the 70s to the 90s
Mm-hmm.
compared to
I would say-
post 90s?
Yeah,
Which do you think is better quality? I mean, obviously,
before the 90s. For
obviously
sure.
it depends on what we're talking about,
Yeah.
but
I think I know why. It's probably because the demand was so low back then, or not so low. I would say, just the population has risen today, especially in the United States.
or at least we weren't
So-
like full blown. Let's mass produce this one thing
Mhm.
to millions of
Yeah.
people.
If I remember correctly from the 90s, I remember Wall Street being like crazy, like with money. So if you're talking about the world of business,
Mhm.
it was money exchange all day. No one really took pride in their small, tiny business and wanted to motivate and influence and connect and push these people to be very wealthy and successful. There was none of that back then. It was more about how could we help human beings live with quality, with using
Mhm.
our quality products.
Yeah.
It's not faking it till you make it anymore. It's just this guy has a great handcrafted selection
Mhm.
and he's down to take it on. I felt like there was more purpose in projects back then. And now it's not even about projects anymore. It's about fulfilling demand and manufacturing loads of things all day of all different types of quality
Yeah.
and different price points.
Also, keep in mind a lot of our stuff is outsourced to China and other countries like that.
Yeah.
Mostly China,
Yeah.
which is just low quality garbage for
it's
the most
low
part.
quality garbage, but then you're going to visit other countries that are similar to China, like Taiwan, right?
Who China is basically like
Yeah.
fighting for right now.
Exactly. And you're going to see they have different tiers of quality. So we have cheap, if you want cheap. And that's where companies, I think, mess up is they go for way too cheap just to mass produce.
To maximize profit. Yeah.
Why? Because who's their audience? It's people that are just cheap asses. You know, we're looking for the lowest number.
Like, have you ever come
purchase.
across Joe Rogan does this a lot, but he gives shout outs to people who make like custom, let's say tables or knives or swords, something like that.
Yeah.
It's a unique item where they only produce like, because they hand make everything, every little component to the actual item. So they only produce like 200 a year and they put a high price to it.
Yeah.
I appreciate those things more than like,
Yeah.
you know, the furniture set at IKEA.
Yeah. You have that VIP option.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 200 of these. Great. It makes you feel special. And it's more about why is it so easy for me, or how do I put this? It's hard for me. It's already hard enough. Like work is hard. It's hard enough for me to go to work. Now, why am I spending less effort with shopping? But I try more to work, and it takes me forever to generate that income upon hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
And it's so easy. It goes away through shopping so fluidly. Why not take that same amount of money that you're going to spend anyway and buy one good item instead of 15 cheap items that are going to break within the year?
Which goes to your example of like clothing.
Exactly.
I would rather buy a $200
Hand selection
coat than 10 shitty ones from H&M.
Customization does not have to be creativity. Customization can be something that there's a line, there's a limit to what things you will accept.
Yeah. You have a certain standard.
Talk to anyone these days about material. They don't know anything about material.
I don't.
It looks cool.
I genuinely don't know shit about material.
Yeah. So there's a new material that came out. I believe it's called Italian bath.
It's a pretty interesting position for you to type.
Literally. Yeah, as you guys can see, I have
As you guys
shoulder
can see.
problems. If you can't see this, I'm sorry, but you should look up the video.
What is it? Italian what?
It's called like Italian towel shirt. Let me see that. Hold on.
Italian towel shirt.
Yeah. It's Italian specifically because there's a lot of replicas. What is it called, man?
Specific clothing material? Like
towel shirt material. Yeah, it is. I know it's called something towel.
yeah, it's probably gonna be hard to find though.
Yeah.
If you don't have a specific name.
Polo. Yeah, it's all good though. But basically what it is it's a very soft fabric and very loose. So that means imagine that shirt in the wind is going to be very just loose and fluid. But it's as comfortable as like a bath towel robe, like a fine end one. There's a lot of replicas of that. And if you guys remember the AAA t-shirts, the ones that are
AAA.
Yeah, AAA t-shirts, the blank ones that you buy for like $5 for $10.
Oh yeah.
The very cardboardy, rashy material.
Just horrible on your skin.
Yeah. They're cool the first day. Wash them once, they're done, dude. You're getting
destroyed.
scratches. Yeah, you're chafing your nipples that day. That's what's
Oh
happening.
my god.
You don't want that. And it's actually
You are chafing your nipples.
Yeah. And the material I'm talking about is actually called terry towel. There's a lot of polos that they make with this for men nowadays, for summer t-shirts
Yeah.
and polos and things like that. But it's a great material. Sadly, just like anything else, just like leather, it gets replicated.
Mhm.
And it starts to become a little bit trickier to tell the fake ones from the real
Mhm.
ones.
Mhm.
Now, I gotta say that terry towel material is not cheap. It's expensive.
I'm
And
sorry.
so
I can't take the name Terry Towel seriously because
why?
it just reminds me of Towley from fucking South Park. Anyways.
Okay, you have a point. I can see-
Anyways,
yeah.
go on.
But yes, terry towel, it's a fantastic one. So next time you're shopping for a terry towel material shirt, make sure it's at least $60. Otherwise, it's not real.
It's gonna be garbage. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be garbage. So you gotta look out for these things. But
So, what are the best fabrics to wear?
best fabrics to wear? Ooh, dude, there's a lot, man. There's like houndstooth. Uh,
Because I'm sure there are people
There's-
who get into like camps about no,
Yeah.
polyester's the best shit to wear. No, it's all about cotton. Like,
yeah.
I'm sure there
I
are
would
those.
say, obviously, generally for anywhere you are in the world, cotton for sure.
Mm.
A high-end cotton will never do you wrong. It's wonderful.
Is that like a signal of royalty?
It is.
Is that what the royals used to wear?
Not towels or not royalty is silk. You always think
Oh,
of
silk. Yeah.
metals.
Metals.
Yeah. So there's sometimes there used to be like little wirings that would be stitched into a vest or something to show and to keep your form. Does that
Oh,
make
like
sense? So this is like a long, long time ago. This is probably medieval times.
which reminds me of I saw a video a couple weeks back where it shows like typical knight's armor.
Mhm.
You would think it's rigid, but they flexed it and it's like a normal like a Nike shoe. Like it's completely flexible and bendable.
Wow. So it's almost like rubber, but
Yeah, which
before
makes sense because why
rubber.
would you go into the battlefield with like,
yeah, you're
looking like a
just-
stiff dick?
exactly. No one would have been able to fight, and you probably would increase your chances of dying.
Yeah, exactly.
Through a stupid death too.
Dude
Yeah.
just trips over and hits his head.
Exactly. But yeah, basically the point is hand select things. Everything in your life is a wardrobe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's your think of your artillery as a man. When you pull out your guns, you got all your magazines and your ammo, right? You
Mhm.
got to put everything together. That's exactly what everything else in life is.
Mm. Speaking of guns,
Guns.
you did have an experience.
I had a crazy experience last night.
I saw there were a bunch of friends that went.
Yep. We had a bunch of close homies. So the backstory for anyone that viewed my story yesterday, because a lot of people had questions,
Mhm.
but I actually went to Hodge Shooting Park. Now, a week before, we had coordinated with the police department up there to make sure everything is within
No shit.
legal course. Yep. Yeah,
You guys
we
spoke
have
with
to.
the cops.
Yeah, we have to.
Okay.
You can't just go out there, tow a car, and just shoot the shit out of it, which is exactly what happened, by the way.
Well, when you told me about it, like you didn't tell me about the cop situation.
Yeah,
So I
see-
was like, that's probably illegal.
Yeah, there's so many people involved, first of all. So we had to just keep communication with whoever was running these things and getting the permits and doing everything. Once we got the clearance, I found out a day before, which was great. So that put me at ease because I was just the cinematographer there. So I'm trying to make the best out of the situation. I don't want to really do anything illegal. So the
Nobody
more
does.
paperwork we have, the better.
Mhm.
Everything was good. So we went. I actually arrived there. I took the Prius.
Shout
loaded
out to
it
the
up.
Prius.
Shout out to the Prius.
For
It's
the long drives.
never let me down.
Mhm.
But yeah, we took it out to the desert, Hodge Park. I met up with the homies. They all pulled out their weapons and their little toys. We had about $1,900 in ammo, which was insane.
Okay, so what guns did you have?
We had 2 Berettas. We had 1 Glock. I believe.
Did you guys have an AK?
Yeah, we had an AK.
Okay.
It was not fully automatic. You know, I have to say that.
Yeah.
And we had an old school rifle. I forgot what it was. And then we had, I believe, an M41.
What's an M41?
An M4.
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Yeah, M41 AS, yeah, I believe. But anyway, I obviously enjoy the AK a lot. Why? because it's a reckless gun, dude. It's fun.
Yeah, you can do
It's
whatever
fun.
the hell you want with that
Yeah.
gun. It'll last.
If you want to shoot towards the middle, you better be aiming up. Like that's kind of how it goes.
This ain't no Counter-Strike, boy.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just your body's is like countering the strength of your upper shoulder and like the gun going insane. So it's kind of fun. My second favorite gun would have to be the Beretta. It's just so satisfying when you're shooting that thing. Just load it up. But anyway, the whole point of that was the car. It was a Camry. I forgot what year it was. But anyway.
Older school.
Yeah. It's my one of my closest friends' cars. And that car we did everything in from 9th grade.
That's the one that had the train horn.
It had a train horn connected to it. We pulled so many pranks with people. We've scared the crap out of people. We've taken it to the LA River. We've drifted in the LA River. We've literally that car, like we know the ins and outs of it. We know what window doesn't work. We know what window works.
Yeah.
What window we fixed somehow. The things we've done like through countless 4th of Julys, countless summers, road trips, anything was in that car. And it's just, it finally hit its last straw and it completely died on us. So
this experience of shooting the car was basically like the cherry on top of the sundae.
it was the
just
last
to mark
day.
it,
It was the
mark
last
an
day
end
with
of an
the
era.
car. Yeah, the last day with the car. So we took it out there. We paid a tow truck to just sit with us, basically, and towed it away afterwards. And we basically just went full on, one at a time, just attacking this car, and it felt great. It felt great. Anyone that has ever wanted to like just beat the shit out of something, we got it out yesterday. Because I even took an axe. I have a video of this. I took a giant axe and I started axing the shit out of this car.
Where the
and
hood?
it was I swear to you, exerting that energy was one of the best feelings.
Where were you hitting it?
I was hitting it all over. The windshield, the tail lights, the trunk, the driver door, the frame of the passenger door, like everything, dude. Just wail at it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something
so good,
especially for men. There's something fun about destruction.
It really, yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know what it is. It's just testosterone.
It's testosterone
filled
boosting.
activities.
Like I feel like it's so much easier for us to trigger adrenaline through things like this than it is for women. That's just my That's like the sense that I get. I think. I'm not sure though.
Like you don't get the same feeling if somebody mentioned, "Hey, you want to go to a book club?" You don't get that feeling.
No, you don't get
compared to like, "Hey, you want to go shoot this car and destroy the shit out of it?"
Dude, yeah, because think about it this way. We knew who was truly down from within because we made it so early.
Yeah.
We had to be there at 5 a.m.
Ooh.
So imagine who's gonna do that?
You be there at 5 a.m. So what time did you leave?
Yeah, well, some things happened and we ended up leaving at around 5:50. So I mean, still early, but we knew who was down generally, which was cool. But I'm glad we did that. We shed a tear. And we called it a day. We took a group picture. Everyone that used to belong to that car, and we called it a day. And we had some IHOP. It was fantastic. Speaking of IHOP, I actually had Reese's Pieces pancakes. If you have not tried that, please just shut your mind and just go have it, and then you can wake up.
One day where you don't think about health, we'll just go to.
I'm down.
Go to fucking IHOP.
100%.
Oh man.
100%, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's anything on your mind? What's going on?
I don't know. My mind's generally just fucking blank.
It's clear,
recently.
huh?
I'm just I feel like with a lot of things. Well, here's what I'm trying to say. My life to the outside perspective is boring. But for me personally, it's very set in stone. I focus on a few important things and that's it. Yeah. And I think I've been thinking about that lately. It's like, how do people perceive my own life? I know it doesn't matter that much, but it's an interesting thought experiment.
Yeah.
Because then it gets me to explore like, okay, how can I expand my routine? How can I
got you. Yeah.
think about my life in different ways?
It's nice to think of that. But yeah, it's funny that you bring that up. I don't know if you saw my quote this morning for the picture I posted on Instagram. Oh, it was a portrait of me.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
I got you. It goes like this. The desire for more positive experience is itself a negative experience. And paradoxically, the acceptance of one's negative experience is itself a positive one.
Mhm.
I'm going to refer to Alan Watts with this and go ahead and say that he used to refer to this as his backwards law. Okay. The backwards law is the idea that that the more you pursue feeling better all the time, the less satisfied you're going to become.
Mhm.
And as pursuing something only reinforces the fact that you lack it in the first place, the more you desperately want to be rich, the more poor and unworthy you feel, regardless of how much money you actually make.
Yeah, because I think you're setting an expectation in your mind that
Yeah.
I'm stuck in this position
Mhm.
and I need to go from A to B in order to feel a certain way.
Yeah,
When in reality, you could just make the decision to feel the certain way right now.
exactly. You skip the line.
Yeah.
That's going to save you. And what is that? And then if you go back to Alan Watts' thing, he tells you simply to stop overthinking is to stop to think. You stop the thoughts at the root. Why are you forming thoughts?
Mhm.
You don't need to form thoughts right now.
Mhm.
You know how you should be feeling. Just trust it.
I was watching a video yesterday actually of
Mm.
from I think the YouTube channel name is Masculine Theory. We
Mm.
both follow each other on Twitter,
Interesting.
but
Yeah.
very cool guy, very well articulate, like well spoken. And he was talking about this surrender practice. And he's like going into the idea of meditation. You should have a meditation practice, of course. Everybody says that,
Mm.
but it's more of like just enough with the expectations. And if something specific happens, like you get stuck in traffic, just let it happen. Just
Mhm.
surrender to it. Like, why do you have to make such a big fucking deal out of sitting in traffic when you know there's going to be traffic,
Yeah.
especially in Southern California? And he's like, he's talking about how you should approach reality with this understanding that you should let things unfold.
Yes.
Because
Beautifully said.
what when you focus on like an unfolding type of process, you realize that the universe, God, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
gives you exactly what you need, even though you might not think that's what you need.
Yeah. And coming again, a lot of people I think have this issue where the reality gets they mix up different realities. And this is what I mean by this. What I mean is religion is one reality, their daily life is one reality, their work life is one reality, and the rest as follows. Everything is kind of sectioned off into its own reality.
Mhm.
When realistically, the moment you open your eyes, that is reality. Whatever's happening to you, this is just your day.
Yeah, separation is just
Sep-
something that the mind does.
yeah,
There's no separation in
you
reality.
shouldn't have to separate. Although separation is good for organization.
Well, yeah, taking
Yeah.
mental notes and stuff like
I
that.
don't believe that you should be convincing yourself that this is you turn into a victim almost. You start to become this like sad sobbing moron. Straight up because you're not fully accepting one thing,
Mhm.
right? But let me tell you, the thing that I fully accept on this earth is that I am who I am. I will always be the way I am. There's no changing that. No one's going to change that.
Mhm.
Just accept it and try.
And take advantage of your unique strengths. Forget
Yes.
about your weaknesses for the most
Yeah.
part.
Focus on your strengths. If you focus on your weaknesses, that's not going to get you anywhere.
Mhm.
Why are you fixing the weaknesses? Just focus on the strong points and do something with that.
It's a competitive advantage. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that?
Yeah. Crazy. It's a crazy, crazy world. And it starts with our mind. We
Starts
have to
with our
feed
mentality.
our mind. That's what people do not understand. And by feeding your mind, you're actually feeding your body. We know that.
It's all connected.
But I would also like to say that you can feed your mind without feeding your body.
Mhm.
You do that by what? By first of all listening to the 2 a.m. podcast.
Word.
But I don't got to mention that.
You
Second
guys
time.
already know.
Second one is you have to take things in visually in a place of contentment. So if I am feeling still today, and I actually am not thinking as much today, and I'm having a moment of stillness, I will go and watch something beautiful, whether that's a fine piece of art
Mm-hmm.
or reading a nice novel, I would usually turn to fiction or something that kind of expands on a universe
Mm-hmm.
and just take it in. Because that, to me, is a way to feed your mind. It's not, we shouldn't really always be focused on the gut. Why does feeding get associated with swallowing?
Well, naturally,
You
people
can
think about
swallow
eating.
with your eyes. You
Yeah.
can swallow with your ears. That's what people do not understand. You can connect on this earth.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I appreciate aesthetics.
Yeah. So now you understand why. If we're a group of friends hanging out and everyone is telling me, what are we doing? What are we doing? And in my mind, we're doing something.
We're
Like,
just
I'm
enjoying
exploring.
time.
I am observing. I am talking to people.
Yeah.
You know, I am petting that dog. I am grabbing a drink. I feel like a churro. Whatever. Do
Mhm.
it. Right? I'm doing something. Why does the rest of the group feel like they're not doing anything? Like they're waiting to do something.
That's something we need to talk about because it's an annoying pet peeve.
Yeah. And I feel like it's just completely wrong.
I think it's neurotic at heart because it's just
Because the way you're perceiving things is completely false right now.
yeah, you feel you know what it reminds me of? It's like when you go on a field trip and you have everything planned out.
Mhm.
It's like you're a little child who needs to be told what to do exactly at this specific time at this specific place, as opposed to just exploring and
Yeah.
enjoying and going with the flow.
Having hours of stillness is a part of living.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Making a living doesn't mean making money. Making a living means literally that literal definition. Making a living. That's on you to decide what that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
My living is going to be money and a nice house and a fully functioning family. We've discussed this before. It's kind of like the three virtues. Like, what do you want? Is it honor, respect, or most people, I would say, are probably going to say money, and I don't blame them.
Mm-hmm.
Money is huge. We need money more than ever today, right? It's going to get you the maximum amount of freedom.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's also important to differentiate living from existing.
Mhm.
Two totally different modalities. Like, when we say living, it implies that you're approaching the world in a way that's like beneficial to you.
Yeah.
You're actively engaged in the world.
Mhm.
But when we talk about existing, you're going with the flow, but not in a positive sense.
Yeah,
You're more so being swept away by the current of life.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're a vegetable, things unfold. You just can't do anything about it. That's the whole point. That's why.
If you're a fucking vegetable, things unfold.
Yeah.
That's the quote of the day.
That's the quote of the day, guys. Even if you're a fucking vegetable,
You could be a goddamn carrot
you will
and things unfold.
Yeah. And it's complicated, but
Mhm.
not so much. It's complicated to think about, but once you start to realize, like, wipe everything out, okay? And just focus on the word living. What is it? What is living?
Mhm. There are a lot of commonalities that every human being has, like certain things like you move, you have a purpose, you connect with people around you. But at the same time, there are also some personal touches to that definition. So it's both objective and subjective.
Yeah. But the whole main point of this is GTA, the game. People think it's amazing and everything.
Yeah.
But guess what it's modeled after? Life.
Yep, life. Well, a very fucked up version of life.
Down to the map.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not uncommon for people to hear Santa Monica anymore because they know what it's replicated after, right? There's a reason why it's so popular. It's not that great of an area.
That was the trippy thing when we went there. Like, that was my first time on the Santa Monica Pier.
Yeah,
And I was
you
like,
were
this looks familiar.
Yeah, this looks way too vibey right now. Like,
And then I realized, oh
Yeah.
shit,
am I supposed to clear my mind right now? What's going on? Yeah.
this was
Do I save the data?
This was what GTA was modeled after.
Yeah.
I've run over so many fucking people on this pier.
You're a criminal in the other world.
Yeah.
But you can't forget that. Play GTA in real life. Straight up.
Hey, we got to be careful there.
No, but I mean it.
What do you mean play GTA?
I mean it when people play GTA, they focus on what location they want their house to be. What they're gonna do to achieve.
Nah,
to get
I
the
don't
money.
think anybody who plays
Are you
GTA
serious?
thinks about
the
that.
whole point of it is to flex. The whole point of it is to flex your garage most
No,
of the
bro.
time.
The first thing you think about is breaking into the airbase, stealing a fighter jet,
Well, yes.
and firing cruise missiles down on society.
See, you can focus on that section of GTA 5. All right? Don't get me wrong. But I obviously mean it in a more like warmer tone, which is gain control of your damn life. That's the only way you will live. Living is now a verb. You are going to live after this episode. No matter what you are doing, even if you got yelled at by your mother this morning, okay? That happened this morning. Right now, it is this afternoon. So you will go out there and live.
Just live.
Just live.
It's not that hard.
Literally perform the act of living and stop being a damn slouch. Every moment is a living moment.
There were some great ad libs.
Even
today.
right now, I know I'm on camera and I know I'm recording this, but I'm still talking to Zaid.
Yeah, you're still living.
Thank you guys for being here, but I'm living in the moment. This is still my moment, and I get to share it with everybody else.
That's the beauty of it. Like we've talked about so many fucking things today, and we can venture off into any subject we want. We can go from vegetables to GTA.
Exactly.
We can go from GTA to silk clothing.
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful world.
Yeah,
we got to take advantage of that because if you're not taking advantage of it, someone else is taking advantage of you. You got to crack the system and just go on and live. Thank you guys for joining us once again. We're gonna see you again on episode 116. This has been a journey, man. I don't know how we got to episode 115.
Bro, it's so trippy.
But we're here and we're living.
And if you guys have any specific subjects that you would like us to like dedicate an episode to, let us know.
Feel free to please, because we can all use, some thinking, some wisdom.
Yeah, the audience has a different perspective, so any subject whatsoever, it's game.
For sure. Anyway, guys, you know where to follow us. We're at the 2AM Podcast on Instagram and YouTube. Go ahead and check us out. We also are on all major streaming platforms, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and many more. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Peace.